My name is Kell. I live at 107 Pine Road in Warren. Everyone in the region surrounding Bethel is going to be negatively impacted by rezoning. I'm speaking now. I have a PhD in meteorology. I used to work. I'm still now. I'm disabled, but I used to work at the Turbulence and Diffusion Laboratory in Oak Ridge. And I'd like to just mention a few issues regarding transport of pollutants in the area near Bethel that I think should have been considered, should be considered, with the caveat that I believe that any asphalt plant in that area, no matter what the winds are going to do, is extremely dangerous. One issue regarding local winds in the valley there, winds near the surface of the valley are often very different from what's going on aloft at higher levels. Higher level winds are usually determined by large-scale weather systems, whereas winds near the surface in the valley, especially a place like Bethel, which is surrounded by ridges and sits down in a low area, is going to be determined by local topography. And several features there are the ridges that run from southwest to northeast. So a lot of winds are going to be channeled in those directions, southwest to northeast, which is essentially going to take your pollutant mass up and down 61. And of course, I'll need to tell you what's on 61, but there's plenty there. There will be, I'm sure there will be exceptions to when I always be winds from southwest and northeast, because there are gaps in the ridge there and there's some complex topography to the north. There will be some exceptions, I'm sure, and I'm sure there will be some people that will be surprised at how impacted they are if they're not in those directions. But the real point that I want to make is that in that area, 2.5 mile radius of that plant, you have 4 to 5 schools, you have nat gas ball fields, thousands of residents, and well, I mean, I care about human beings, I care about my neighbors, I care about elderly people, I care about children. I wanted to address that. The second issue regarding the local winds in that area that would be pertinent to this is that it's well known that we have very light winds in the Tennessee Valley. In this area, in general, climatologically, we have light winds. And that just causes stagnant conditions, especially when you're down low. Bethel sits about 900 feet. So it's going to be pretty stagnant in that area, which simply means there's going to be a longer residence time for pollution. Anything released there is going to stay in that area, slosh around longer than it would most places. Another issue regarding that valley location is we have a tendency in the ridge and valley area to form strong temperature inversions. And temperature inversions are well known to cause pollutants to mass up near the ground and cause a lot of problems where people actually live. Instead of going up aloft, they stay near the surface. And Bethel sits in one of these low areas. I think it's going to be very vulnerable to temperature inversions, strong temperature inversions. The worst time would be at night, but and also in the morning. And I think actually, in fact, one of the very worst times might be in the early morning when the sun first comes up. It's going to break that temperature inversion near the surface, and not aloft, not up the ridge level of about the Bluebird Ridge or Lone Mountain. Up that height, it's going to stay in inversion. And those pollutants during the mid-morning hours are going to fumigate the Bethel area. It's going to stay that way, I would say, mid-morning. And after that, they will mix a little bit more, but you're still going to have the problems with stagnating winds. And again, my main point here is just to raise some issues I think you all should be looking at very seriously, because this area is sensitive to pollutants. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?